give thanks. Guess what? You are a very special person, and you are loved. We guarantee you that. The Lord Jesus Christ loves you, and we love you. And we say welcome to the Spice of Life variety show. We bid you greetings on this wonderful day. For whatever day it is, it's a wonderful day because of the fact that we'll have a reasonable portion of health and in our right minds. And you know, and the hope could be a lot worse. We really are blessed because whatever is going on in your life, I guarantee you there are people that are experiencing a lot worse than what you are and would love to experience what you are now experiencing. So, in other words, put your hands together and give God praise because he's good to you. We bid you greetings from the West Angeles Church of God in Christ, where Bishop Charles C. Blake and Mrs. May L. Blake are our leaders. We know that the show is going to share some insight else from a voice that we all want to listen to, and so we're just going to sort of encourage you to grab your pen and your paper and jot down our contact information, and you never know, you might want to contact us and follow up and give us your prayer requests or whatever the case may be. Anyway, welcome to the Spice of Life variety show. I would love to introduce a very special young lady to you, one who is beautiful inside and out in the person of Evangelist Pamela Webb. Beautiful inside and out. How are you doing?
You know what? Now, just like you always say, do you need I need to write your name so I can write you a check. Now, you just really, you put it on that time, Dr. Lewis, okay? But thank you so much.
But it was truthful. I'm very truthful, though.
All right, well, we don't want to prolong the time because we're going to be listening to a young man, okay? And I remember when my husband and I remarried back in '93, he was my escort. And that was how many years ago?
Whoa, okay. Long time ago. Yeah.
So, Mr. Joseph Lewis speaks.
Okay, he is grown up now. He's not that little boy.
And that's your precious son, your baby son.
My baby boy. Mr. Joseph Lewis, how are you doing, sir?
All right.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to the Spice of Life variety show. Well, certainly you're not the little boy that Pamela spoke about, and you've grown up now, and you've become a man, and with opinions and with the experiences, and so we just want to hear what you have to say. Certainly, this is not a time that for our audience, we're not just wasting time, but this young man really has validated his life as being one that is respectable and respected, and really is sober and all of that. And so we're proud of you, son. Proud of you.
Thank you.
Now, you've been a child because you're not a child now, huh? You're a man now, huh?
Exactly.
All right. Hey.
Well, anyway, you've been a child. What are some exciting experiences of being a child reflect back in your mind?
Just not having to worry about a lot of things. You know, you just have to worry about going to school and, you know, just worry about being a kid. You know, you go out to worry about when you get home, you go outside and play. Only thing you got to make sure is change your clothes, change your shoes, put on your play clothes, put on your play shoes. It's just a lot of free living when you're younger. It's no responsibility. You know, your parents take care of everything. You never worried about how you're gonna eat tomorrow because you know your parents taking care of that situation. You never worried about possibly a ride home from, or, you know, if I need to get home from school. I know my parents have set up a way for me to get home. So it's a lot of worry-free. It's a worry-free phase in life.
A worry-free phase in life.
Worry-free.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I'm Pamela.
Okay, as you were growing up, what changes in life did you look forward to? What were you looking forward to when you were, say, escorting me at your age 7?
Well, I was always looking forward to college and just adulthood. You know, making my own decisions and taking full responsibility of my life, and not others looking at my parents as the reason why I did this, the reason why I did that, but them looking at me as an individual, saying, okay, he's making his decisions, he's making his own decisions. I've always looked forward to that. Even as a child, I remember telling my parents that, watch, when I turn 18, I'm moving out. Just so I can make my own decisions. And I was so motivated and so pressed, I guess, to look to going out and being on my own, that I remember I was maybe 12, 13, picking up the little apartment magazines. Like I was
like you gonna look for your place. I'm getting my place.
Yeah. I mean, But now I'm 20.
Yes, now you
living
can
with
do.
mother
Yes,
still.
now you can do those things.
I can do. I've lived outside of my mom's house, and now I can see there's a difference, but it's not everything that I was hoping it to be. Although I enjoy my experiences outside of the home as well as I do inside the home. It's more freedom right now.
And why is it that you're not at home?
Well, because I live on campus.
Okay, thank you. Okay, campus where?
Cal State LA.
Cal State. And what year are you?
I just completed my second year.
Okay.
So you're looking forward to becoming in the fall?
A junior.
A junior. Wow, time really, really passed.
Very fast.
Now you made reference about things not necessarily being like you thought they were going to be when you stepped outside. Does anything come to your mind in particular?
Well, you don't really understand that you were really taken care of while you were staying at your parents' house, because there's been nights I was like, I really don't have any food. I really don't have anything to drink. And the water isn't as free, I guess, as it was when you were at your mom's house. But you start to learn and appreciate those things, so that when you go back into those situations, you learn to be more appreciative and you just really get a sense of, okay, now I'm really stepping into adulthood, because I really have to worry about the next meal next time I eat.
Right.
I don't know, for whatever reason, we don't take seriously, well, I guess because we're immature as children. We look forward to when we grow up. I can't wait to move out and get out of this house. I remember I told my mom the same thing. When I turned 18, I'm getting out of this house. Well, I was like you, Joseph, to the degree that Mom said, okay, now about 19 or 20, she said, okay, well, let's go look at this apartment. For what, Mama? I don't need no apartment.
No, you're
Oh, no.
engaged
You want to move. We're going to move you on out. So, but it really is a difference between childhood and adulthood.
Most definitely.
Now, you survived not getting involved in negative activity, thank God. What factors would you conclude assisted you in not becoming involved in negative activity?
Well, I think of this slogan that was around when I was younger, and it was like bang or ball. And I was fortunate enough to where I was involved in basketball. Sports played a heavy part of my life growing up, and so I didn't need to get involved in things like that. And of course, some people did both, and some people didn't do any at all, either at all. But I just found it more easier for me to go to sports more so than go to negative influences in life. It's the negative things are always going to be there. The negative things are negative things. So it just takes someone looking at the situation and seeing if it's going to be beneficial in the future. Because one could look at the gang banging life or whatever, and if you really look at it in 10 years, the likelihood of you actually still being alive or being where you're not in harm are very, very slim. As opposed to in sports, yes, you may get injured, but you're still safe. For the most part, you're still you're not harmed. You're not worrying about looking over your shoulder every night. And as well as sports can open up doors for you that gang banging really can't. So it just takes someone looking at the situation of looking at what could possibly happen. There are pros and cons to everything, but the pros definitely outweigh the cons in sports as opposed to street lives.
Well, that's a very mature way of looking at it, and some children are fortunate enough to be able to weigh that out while others are not. Reflecting back, really when he was born, he was an old soul when he was born. Even when he was first born, he was an old soul. Looking around, very mature. I knew that there was a special mark upon him. I knew that there was a special anointing upon him. Even I mean, just newly being born, and he's walked in that. Thanks be to God. Also, what factor did God play anything in your in that role?
Well, I only saw him like every week of my life.
Every week.
So, pretty consistent basis. I was raised in the church. I'm still at I go to West Angeles. I've been at West Angeles all my life, as far back as I can remember. It just played a big role in my life, as a lot of my mentors that I have in my life to this day came from West Angeles, and it's just played a tremendous role in my life, and it's helped me be the person I am today.
What should one look for in a mentor? I know I'm throwing this off the cuff, but what should one look for when somebody's they say, "Ooh, he's my mentor. I want to be like him or like her." What should people look for? Children look for.
I'm not sure if it's a word, but relatability.
Okay.
If I can relate to this person, I see that this person's came from a similar background that I've come from, and I see that they're now, successful, or I see that they're now another statistic. Let me see what I can do to make sure my life comes out somewhat like theirs, and so just making sure you can relate, because it's really no use for me to model myself after, let's say, someone who's been rich all their lives, because we can't relate.
Yeah, we can
exactly.
relate.
I wasn't born a millionaire, so I need to position myself to look at those people who come from similar backgrounds. Like I said, maybe low income, maybe father wasn't home, maybe mother was on drugs. Okay, I see that he's not successful. Let me model my life or see what they've done to be successful, and maybe I can be successful doing the same thing. So relatability. That's what I
you
would
were just
say.
using that for an example because your mama went on drugs. Okay. What are your reflections or comments on the no's that you received in life? Because we always receiving no's, and just to give you a little hint, even as an adult, you're still going to receive no's. We all get no's, and that's going to be a way of life. How do you view the no's that you received in your life?
Well, everything happens for a reason. Growing up in church, and even not even in church, you hear everything happens for a reason. And so I always look at the situation like, okay, I see that I wasn't able to do this. Okay, and then let me use what I do have and try to make the best of what I do have. So we just have to look at the no's as this. Okay, it's actually like a detour. So it's a no, at least for now. So let me see another way that I can approach it, because even me in my life, there's been situations where maybe I wanted to do something, but I couldn't do it because for whatever reason. And so, but as I continued to live, my life was better because I didn't go that route, because I went another route. There are a number of examples that has led me to be appreciative to where I am today, and because of those no's. Because if I got everything I wanted, then I probably wouldn't be, here today where I am in life.
Wow.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lewis.
Mr. Lewis speaks.
That's right.
Okay.
What advice can you give to parents raising children?
Just be there. Just be there. I mean, because if a child knows that they can go to their parents no matter what, then I mean, they know that the parent will know that their kid can come to them for anything, no matter what, how shallow or how deep it may be, and that's comforting for parents as well as it's comforting for the child. So I would just say be there, and there may be restrictions you may want to put on it, limiting television time, maximizing study time, or whatever you may have it. Just being there
support.
being support.
How sometimes you see, and I guess that can really flow into, because sometimes we would see children that didn't have their parents, or not just children, but people not having a support system and support people around them, because it is important to be there, huh?
Right.
And it's important that even as we grow on in life, we'll never get to the point to where we don't need anybody. We'll always be dependent upon each other, because there's strength among just being there, and being a positive influence and positive role model, and just supporting and encouraging and loving and covering and protecting, because there are times when we're on top of the world, and the other times we want to be carried to be on top of the world.
Right.
And so just being there, that's a good, valid point. Anything else you want to say on that subject?
Just being there.
Just being there. I meant a few words, okay? All right. You are now a full-time college student, as we indicated before, and also a working man. What's your take on your life now?
Well, I'm really never satisfied. It's too many hours in a day for someone to not be maximizing what the position that they're in, and I do have a lot of things going, but I feel like there are a couple more things that I could be doing, that I should be doing, that I'm not doing, but I need to be doing. So, but every day I'm trying to take steps closer to where I eventually want to be, and the person that I really want to be.
So you're talking about short-term and long-term goals then. So
Right.
what might be some of your short-term goals?
Short-term goals is for because the first one that comes to my head is graduating from college at age 22. Yeah, because that'll give me a nice foundation at an earlier age, and possibly graduating from graduate school by about 24, maybe 25. So I can start my life at 25 with school kind of out of the way. Yeah.
So when you say start your life, what would that filter into as a long-term goal? What would be starting your life?
Starting my life would be starting a family. Being able, because what I want to do is have a couple of different companies that I oversee, and that I want to be there. I want to have a lot of different companies that I can go to, and that I can mentor, or do different things and give back to the community and all that type of stuff. So at that age, I want to kind of start so I can still have that relatability to those young people who say
Okay.
well, it's okay because I'm 15, but I'll start my life really when I'm 40. I'll show them that there's a different way. That you can start early and still be successful. You don't have to work until you're 90. And have a good time living.
Through what avenues do you think you might want to get involved in giving back to the community? Any particular thing in mind, or is it still cooking?
It's all over the place, really, and
Okay.
That's what keeps me excited, because there's no one. I'm not limited in my mind, and so every time I think of something, I say, okay, I can affect that avenue through this, through this avenue. I can affect this because I'm not limited. I can't go into a situation not having options, and that's what I really want to come down to, and not being limited, and having different avenues where I can go and make a difference, and not say, and not be said that, oh, you can't really be here because you don't have the credentials, or you're not it's not relatable. You're not relatable to the situation.
He's gonna utilize that word.
He loves his work. Okay.
I have a quota I have to meet. I have to say at least 15 more times.
Enough for it to register.
Right.
Another question I want to ask is that you've been in a home where you had both mother and father, and you've also experienced a home life with just one parent. Any kind of reflections on that, else to the environment of a mother and father, or single parent? Anything in that?
Well, growing up, I've always had friends who may have only had one parent, or had or no parents. And I was always there for that person, but I could never really relate to that person and see what they're actually talking about them not feeling like they're totally loved, or feeling like something's missing in their life. So I was always able to hear that, but not feel it.
Okay.
And so now I'm able to more so hear and feel what they're talking about, as far as only one parent being in the house. But like I go back to say, everything happens for a reason. I can't allow certain situations to stop me from going to where I need to be, or where I want to be. It's life. That's when it all comes down to it. It's life, and life isn't fair. So, I can't expect for the world to have a pity party on me because of certain situations that are happening in my home. So, I just take it a day at a time. That's all I say. And everything isn't gonna go your way. So you just gotta learn to adjust to it, roll with the punches.
I think that's wise. That's wise advice, because of the fact that if that word if everything was just right, and if I had all the money I had, and if we can die on out of this life on that if. I could succeed if, or I could do this if, I could open up a company if. Well, that if, you got to hurdle over that if, because it's going to be a whole lot of ifs that's going to that won't be compatible to what will allow you just to flow into life. And so you're going to, like you said, you're going to have to put that to the side and just keep right on going, huh?
Right. It's like I read in this book. You know, everybody says, you know, someday I'm going to be a millionaire. Someday I'm going to, you know, I'm going to buy my mom a car someday. But that someday will continue to be that someday unless you take the steps,
You have to,
you know, towards making that someday today. You know, and people will become so comfortable saying someday I'm going to be successful. Someday I'm going to do this. Someday I'm going to do that. They'd be so comfortable because with that someday, there's no time limit on that. But if I say today, I'm gonna make a step towards that. You know, I'm gonna be closer than I was a week ago. Then that's when people really start making progress in their lives, and that's where change actually comes from.
Well, that's key because really and truly, you've given the formula for success one step at a time. You know, we look at success and we say, okay, well, we look at the large picture of success. But really, it's one building stone on top of each other. And like you say, every day we just start building, not somewhere in the future, but somewhere, but today begin building on
Working
whichever
forward.
path of success that you want, whether it's, we would say losing weight or whatever the case may be, opening a business, getting married, whatever the case may be, start doing something toward that so that you can build on that, huh?
Setting goals, planning,
And
working toward that.
And seeking those individuals that can be of assistance to, you know, one of the things that we make, one of the downfalls that we make sometimes is that we don't want anyone to help us.
Right.
But why reinvent the wheel if the wheel has already been
working for
invented and you can just build on top of that or spin away from that, you know? Society plays a major role in bridging young people into adult life. What can we as a society do to help bridge maybe a young adult into an adult life?
just like the parent, be there. You know, kind of going back to my household situation, it's unfortunate that you know, things happen when I was going through that stage from childhood to like adulthood. It's unfortunate for the situation to happen at all, but for this actual like stage in life, it's very difficult. You know, for you not to go to that parent that you've been going to your whole life. So society, what they can do is just present itself, and you know, hopefully at this stage, the individual will be able to make the decision as to, okay, I know that's not right. That's not what I'm willing to do. That's not the avenue I should go, and take this road, because every avenue is out there. It's just up to the individual to actually go and seek the avenue. Okay, if I want to deal with drugs, okay, I know where to go. Mm-hmm. If I want to be successful, but see, it's we have to be careful when saying being successful, because there is a stereotypical successful, but then there is successful with individuals, because an individual success could be just not to be on drugs, because they come from their parents.
Right.
Their parents were on drugs.
Exactly.
And then there's the successful, you know, the American dream, you know, to have, you know, thousands of acres of land and have millions of dollars in the bank, but that's not everyone successful. So being successful, you're going to have to find out the ways, the avenue that best suits you. If you want to open up your own business, there's avenues you have to go into. You may have to read certain books, you know, take certain classes in order to make that more attainable. But then on the other hand, if you just want to make sure you're not in an abusive relationship, you know, you can't go and see every guy, you can't go and see every girl, because the chances of you getting into an abusive relationship are higher when you go into certain environments. And so society is here. We can see society. It's just which part of society are we going to gravitate to in determining our outcome.
All right. Well, talk to us then, brother man, Mr. Joseph Lewis. We are down to like the last few moments of the show. Again, in a nutshell, what would you say to that individual, that young person who says that, look, I have all these odds against me. how can my life can't change? What would you say to somebody who say my life can't change?
Well, the thing is, I'm not one to really convince you that you're going to make it. If you don't believe in yourself, then I can't convince you, because I tell people all the time, we can argue all day and all night. You're not going to tell me that I'm not going to be successful in my mind. We can argue all day and night, but you're not going to convince me that. And that's kind of what people have to have. People have to be convinced that they're convinced that they're going to achieve what they want to achieve in life, whatever it may be. Whatever it may be, they have to know in their mind without a shadow of a doubt that that's what they're going to do, and never let anybody stop them. Because if people allow society or whatever to stop them, then they're going to stop.
They're going to stop. Yeah.
People only do what you allow them to do. You know, so it's just staying focused and knowing that life isn't going to give you everything you want, and you know, staying focused and pressing toward whatever your mark is.
Well, let me just say that I'm very proud of you. And those of us who know you, we're very proud of you. You are a wholesome young man with determination to be successful in life. And I tell you, just keep on keeping on, keep on going forward. Keep the Lord Jesus Christ in your life as head of your life, and continue to seek out those positive avenues. Pamela, you want to say anything?
Continue to be focused. Don't let anyone deter you from your goal and your purpose. That's what I hear you say.
To you, our audience, Mr. Joseph Lewis has spoken. A man of caliber and quality, and certainly we want to encourage you to know that whatever odds are against you, just like Mr. Lewis indicated, just stay focused and continue to press. Don't, be so determined as to not to be convinced that you can't do what you need to do. Again, there are people around you that are willing to help. There are also resources, but we have to seek those out. We want you to be encouraged. We want you to know that you can succeed in life, and we want you to know that we love you. And most of all, make sure that Jesus Christ has been invited to be the leader of your life. He loves you, and we do too. So we invite you to take care of yourself. And until next time, may the blessing of the Lord be upon you in Jesus' name. Take care. Thank you.